Interview with the Vampire is a gothic horror drama film that was released in 1994. Based on Anne Rice's 1976 novel of the same name, the movie remains a fan favorite and has garnered a significant cult following over the years. If you're a fan or simply curious, here are 55 intriguing facts about Interview with the Vampire. Book-to-film adaptation. The movie is based on Anne Rice's novel, which was published in 1976. Director's chair. The film was directed by Neil Jordan, who also directed The Crying Game. Screenplay. While Anne Rice was initially unhappy with the casting, she was so impressed with the final product that she wrote a new introduction for a later edition of her book, praising the film. Box office hit. The movie grossed over $220 million worldwide. Tom Cruise's transformation. Tom Cruise underwent extensive makeup and costume changes to become the vampire Lestat. Brad Pitt's discontent. Brad Pitt reportedly wasn't happy during the filming, finding the experience miserable due to the uncomfortable contact lenses and makeup. Young star. Kirsten Dunst was only 11 years old when she played the role of Claudia, a child vampire. Controversial kiss. Dunst had her first on-screen kiss with Brad Pitt, who was 18 years her senior. Cast as Lewis. Johnny Depp was initially considered for the role of Lewis, which ultimately went to Brad Pitt. Real rats. In the scene where Lestat drinks blood from a rat, Tom Cruise was actually using a concoction of corn syrup and food coloring. Christian Slater's role. Christian Slater replaced the late River Phoenix as the interviewer after Phoenix tragically passed away. Dedication. The film was dedicated to River Phoenix. Location filming. Many scenes were filmed on location in New Orleans, Louisiana. Historical accuracy. The film's production designers went to great lengths to ensure that the sets, costumes, and props were historically accurate. Lestat's Concerto, the piece Lestat plays on the piano, was composed by Antonio Sola, a Spanish composer. Gunther von Hagens. The anatomical artworks seen in Armand's lair were based on real exhibits by the controversial artist Gunther von Hagens. Opera scene. The opera featured in the film is Don Giovanni by Mozart. Lestat's resurrection. Lestat's resurrection after the death by fire was not part of the original book. Golden Globes. The film was nominated for 2 Golden Globe Awards. No reflection. Traditional vampire lore says that vampires don't have reflections. Yet, several times throughout the film, mirrors show their reflections. All-star cameos. Look closely and you'll spot Antonio Banderas as the vampire Armand and Stephen Rea as Santiago. Anne Rice's cameo. The author has a brief cameo during the scene at the theatre. Thandie Newton appearance. Thandie Newton has a minor role as Yvette, Lewis's housemaid. String of sequels. While Interview with the Vampire is the most well-known, Anne Rice's The Vampire Chronicles series includes numerous other books. Sequel. Despite the film's success, only one sequel was made. Queen of the Damned in 2002. Different sequel. The sequel had a significantly different tone and style, with Stuart Townsend replacing Tom Cruise as Lestat. Music. The film's haunting score was composed by Elliot Goldenthal. Panned by critics. Despite being a box office hit, the film received mixed reviews from critics upon its release. Rice's initial reaction. Anne Rice was originally very vocal about her disapproval of Tom Cruise being cast as Lestat. Rice's change of heart. After watching the finished film, Rice took out a 2-page ad in a magazine praising the movie and Cruise's performance. Height differences. Tom Cruise, who is notably shorter than Brad Pitt, had to wear platform shoes during certain scenes to appear taller. San Francisco. The modern-day scenes are set in San Francisco. Fledgling vampire. The term used to describe a newly created vampire in the movie is fledgling. Extensive research. The crew researched different eras in history for the film's various time periods. Hair and amp makeup. It took several hours every day to get the actors into their vampire makeup and costumes. Production cost. The film had a budget of around $60 million. Diverse languages. Multiple languages are spoken in the movie, including French and Spanish. Historical figures. Real historical figures like Madame de Pompadour are referenced in the film. Claudia's dolls. The numerous dolls in Claudia's room were custom-made for the film. Lestat's origins. Lestat's origins as a French nobleman are highlighted in the film. The theatre of vampires. The concept of a theatre run by vampires, where they perform real killings on stage, was one of the more macabre aspects of both the book and the film. Ageless. Vampires in the movie are ageless and immortal unless killed. Famous lines. One of the film's most famous lines is Lestat's "I'm your maker, you're my child" torch scene, the scene where the vampires are.